Hello, this is Julie from Julie's Crochet and Create, and I was watching a video by Dora Beth from That Yarny Zebra and Stuff about, well, she was showing some fossils that she had collected, and it got me thinking about going through my rock collection and seeing what I've got. And I haven't looked at these for a long time, but I don't just have rocks, I have shells too. Here's one of those shells. This is a really thick one. Kind of cool. I like it. And then another one. I don't remember where all of these came from, but I have them. And I know they came from one beach or another. Which one, I don't know. This is a beautiful one. I love it. That's the inside. And then one even more thin. And I think most of what's in here, we have rocks and shells in here. I'm not going to show all of them to you, but here's a small one. Looks like maybe a hermit crab or something could have fit in this one. All kinds of other shells and parts of shells and some interesting sparkly rocks. I know I can't really bring out the sparkle on camera, but it has sparklies in it. This one is an interesting rock. Then I have all kinds of different shells in this one. And they all look like they are ones that, like, hermit crabs or something could have lived in. Let me show you some of these. Like this one even looks kind of pearly on the top there. I love shells. They're beautiful. And you just know an animal lived inside it. A snail or a hermit crab or something. But you know an animal lived inside. This one's an interesting shape. Kind of cool. I like it. Plus many more of different shapes and sizes, and some that are really pretty on the inside, like this one. Well, you probably can't see it from there, but it's sort of shiny on the inside. And then I have these shells, which remind me of a game I used to play called Sunka. These little shells. Got a bunch of these in this bag. In the Philippines it was called Sunka, but it was we had a board that had a bunch of divots in it, and on either side it had a bigger divot where you put your shells, and it would start with one person going around as many times as they could without running out, and then the next person would take their turn and go around with as many shells as they could without running out. And these were the shells that were used for that game. And then I've got a big shell. Don't know whether it was a clam shell or an oyster shell. I think it was probably an oyster shell by the shape of it. But it's pretty on the inside and outside. Yeah. And then I don't know where this came from or what animal it belonged to, but this is bone. I think it may have been either something my husband had before we met, or from, I don't think he would bring back something like this from a deer that he hunted and got killed. I don't know. Oh. And then, I mean, we have a lot of normal rocks, and this shell, I'm pretty sure maybe my husband had this before we met. I don't know. Can't remember. And then there's two of these. They're big and pretty. There's shells, and then there's, I don't know if this is some of the jade that we went and dug up at one point. It very well may be. Here's another color. But that trip was a lot of fun. And here's some more rocks that we chipped off. Here's this. And another little piece. That was a really fun trip. Then there's this. I remember taking my kids on this trip. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I have a lot of just normal rocks too. I wonder where this came from. Look at the inside of this. And, some of these rocks probably came from our yard even. Oh, look at the inside of this shell. I may have already shown this shell to you. See the inside of that? And look at the outside. Just goes to show that you don't know how beautiful something or someone is until you see the inside. who they really are. Beautiful, beautiful. And here's some more of that jade that we found. A few pieces. That was a particularly big one. All kinds in there. These are probably, well, they're normal rocks from the yard. And then, wow, we've got all kinds of stuff. See this? It's jade, but it's got some other stuff in it too. That's kind of cool. And then some more. Here's a particularly shining one. I don't think any of these have been cleaned or anything. They're all kind of cool. I like it. And here's some more of this funny looking rock. I don't think it's jade, but I'm not sure what it is.
It's a rock.
But, and more jade in there. We brought home a lot of jade from that trip. But we also brought home what they call geode. Geodes. Oh, turn that back on, please. Makes the light better over here. And if I were to do this right and cut it right and polish it, it would be really pretty. Here's another one that we got. Geodes can be really pretty on the inside. And then this one was not broken open. So with this, if you had the right kind of saw and you cut it just right, you could open it up and shine the inside of it. Ah, now here's the green jade that we got. This is what I was looking for. We didn't bring as much of this home as we did of the other. I would love to see these go through the rock tumbler and see what they would look like after they were done. But these are really, really nice. The green jade. Yeah, it's kind of weird there's more than one color jade, but there is. I would really love to see what all of this stuff looked like after it went through the rock tumbler. I bet you it'd be pretty.
There's a good amount of jade we got.
Yep. And these are some regular rocks that went through the rock tumbler. A small one that we used to have. And, oh, here's another geode. I'm sure if it got polished, that would be really pretty.
I think we still have a rock tumbler in the garage.
Yes, your dad has one. I might ask him to put some of this jade into it,
Oh,
just to see how it would come out. Oh, look at these shells. Oh, now you know a big hermit crab lived in this. This still has the dirt and stuff in it. But it's a beautiful shell. And then this is a clam shell. I don't think it's been cleaned or anything. Goodness. All these rocks that I haven't looked at in years. I don't know what kind of rock this is. I know it's not jade, but it does have a green tint to it. And this one. And then some more of this rock here that I don't know what it is. Some of this stuff I got in an auction because I was thinking of making jewelry and I never did. Here's another geode that could be cleaned up pretty nice, and another one. Some of the geodes we found were open. I think most of them were open. And we found some that were closed, and I think I only saved one of the ones that were closed. Because that's all I have here is one that was closed. That came from there. And I think that did too. I can't remember where all of it came from, but I think this was on top of that. And these are just nice smooth river rocks that I brought home from somewhere. Can't remember where exactly, but I know I brought them home from somewhere. And then this one, I like it because of the stripes running through it. And just all the different, it has different types of stuff in it. Here's some more of this rock that, I mean, it has a green tint to it, but it's definitely a different color. And then some more rocks that you might find in your yard. Here's one. It looks like a heart, don't you think? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what those are. I think I've pretty much showed you all the rocks, or all the kinds of rocks. And this is the red jade that we found. All kinds of rocks and shells and stuff. Here's some, this one I think went through the tumbler. Nice little rock. I'm not sure whether that one did or not, but that's, these, I'm not sure what kind of rock this is, whether it's a volcanic rock or because it's very light and it's red like the volcanic rocks that I saw at my husband's parents' place way back when. So, yeah. But
I think those were volcanic.
and another one, probably from our yard, that my husband put through the rock tumbler. And then there's this one. I'm pretty sure it came from the yard, but it's got sparklies in it. And I like sparklies. So that is pretty much the collection that I have. There's a lot of stuff that's from our yard, but then there's a lot of stuff that's from places where we went and dug it up. So it's kind of cool. Let's see, this had to have gone somewhere else. Maybe here, because I think this goes there. And I don't remember which bag this went in. One that's open, which means probably this one. Lots of nice little keepsake type things. And you don't even remember where you got them from, but it reminds you of one thing or another, so you keep it. Which is kind of funny, but cool at the same time. I think most of these were found in our yard. Not the shells, but the rocks. And I just stuffed them together. And I'll find places for all the small bags. I like this bag most of all because life lived in each one of these shells. Definitely. I'm not sure what life, but life lived in there and then moved on to a different shell. And like I say, I don't know where this came from. It looks like it could be something that came from a deer that my husband killed.
It's definitely bone.
But I'm not sure. And these definitely, they are shells that come from a game that I used to play when I was a kid. They call it something else here in America, but it was called Sungka in the Philippines, which is where I learned to play it. And this, I could almost put this through the rock tumbler and make a necklace out of it, because it has a hole right there at the top. A big hole. And I still like this rock because of the lines of different kind of rock inside it. almost tells a story of where it's been. Anyway, and then I have things that I bought like this. I'm not sure why it has the brush with it because, I mean, the stones are already polished. And then this. The quartz is missing. Don't know where it is, but all the other stuff is there. Isn't that mica cool? I wonder if that's what they make Formica from. Mica. And the agate is pretty. And the travertine, the pyrite that people think is gold, the pyrite, the fool's gold, and the slate, and the sandstone, and the feldspar, and there's some gold ore here. Right there is the gold ore, and up there is the pyrite. And then on the back it tells you about each of the stones that are in here. Anyway, I just thought that I would show you my rock collection after seeing that video that Yarny Zebra Dora Beth put up about her fossils. I don't have any fossils, but I do have some rocks, and those were my collection. I've got a collection of cords too, sitting right here in this drawer. All kinds of cords.
Yeah.
For all kinds of different things.
Those are a bunch
So
of old
weird.
cords.
You know, I could take this and connect it to my computer out there. They're mine anyway.
So many old cords.
I'm going to keep these out and do that. What is this?
That's a speaker.
It's a speaker. The things you find when you look through stuff. Oh, wow. An old remote.
That's a controller.
Controller, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and guess what this can do? USB port. You can plug a bunch into that. And this is a power cord to something.
Laptop, probably.
Yeah, it has to be a laptop power cord. Yeah. This down here, this is mostly actually my husband's collection of wires and other things like that. Oh, there's some rocks in this one. It's in the wrong drawer. Let's fill that in. And I bet you there's rocks in that too. Oh, you know, I was doing some sort of project. I don't remember what it was, but it had to do with rocks and using rocks. And rocks and marbles are in this box, or crate, carton, whatever you call it. But yeah,
Container.
lots of rocks in that. And it's in this drawer probably because there wasn't enough room in the other drawer. And I bet you it's the same way with the other container I just found with rocks in it. Oh my. Just a myriad of cords and wires and computer cords and such.
Yeah, that goes to the
'Cause-
monitor.
And another old controller to something we don't own anymore.
Actually, that's a computer one.
It's a
well.
computer one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you learn something new every day. This
One of the
is a,
controller connectors.
okay, it's a wireless controller connector. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Some of you may know what this is, some of you may not. This, if I can remember how to open it, here we go. Cassette tape recorder. Now, how old does that make me? Oh my Lord. Cassette tape recorder. 90 minutes. Oh my. And I wonder what's on it.
I'm joking.
Oh, I'd have to plug it in. Can't tell what's on it unless it's plugged in. And now, there we go. Yeah. Oh my. Some of the things we save. Some of the things we save. Ah, and there's some CDs in here too. Oh, that's where those CDs are. Oh my, 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 my.
What?
I have been looking for these for I don't know how long. Videos that I took and put on the computer. And oh, Nikon, this goes to my camera. And here's more videos. You know what? This video is missing its video. And